Hi there, my name is Lacie Thomas. I'm a second-year graduate student here at Michigan State University studying soil fertility and nutrient management under Dr. Kurt Steinke. Today we are taking a look at one of my wheat studies in which we are evaluating the impact of autumn starter fertilizer, spring nitrogen, and varietal stature on both wheat grain and straw production. In recent years, growers have had an increased interest on how to manipulate their inputs in order to increase grain yield, but also that straw component as well. To answer that question, we have set up a study in which we are evaluating 3 autumn starter fertilizer rates, 3 spring nitrogen rates, and taking into consider a tall and short soft red winter wheat variety to maximize both grain and straw yield. Located here in East Lansing, we have 2 varieties in which our short statured soft red winter wheat variety is Flipper, known to have very good lodging resistance and good disease tolerance. On my left, and also the variety behind me, is Red Dragon, which is considered a tall statured variety which most growers would select for straw that performs well in high management situations. The overwintering success of Michigan winter wheat can be reliant on the usage of autumn starter. In this study, we utilized a 12-40-0, 10% sulfur, 1% zinc product, also known as MES. This allows for early season plant uptake of various nutrients, tiller production, and early season plant growth. The 3 rates utilized in this study are 0 pounds per acre, 125 pounds per acre, and 250 pounds per acre. In addition to this, the 3 rates of spring nitrogen applied at the time of green up would be a low spring nitrogen rate of 50 pounds per acre, a base spring nitrogen rate of 100 pounds per acre, and a high spring nitrogen rate of 150 pounds per acre. Applied is 28%. Our efforts to determine the optimum relationship between autumn starter fertilizer and spring nitrogen are heavily reliant on pre-plant soil test levels. A pre-plant soil test of 0 to 8 inch composite in addition to a 0 to 12 inch nitrate test can be very helpful of determining where that starting line is. In this situation, for the 2020 growing season, we had a pre-plant nitrate level of 3 to 3.5 ppm. Any nitrate level believed below 10 ppm results in a likely response to autumn starter. In addition to that, when evaluating our phosphorus level, for this year, we have a phosphorus level of 35 ppm, which is right around that critical value that we would like to see of either 25 ppm Bray P1 or 33 ppm Malic. In addition to the likelihood of seeing a response from the nitrate added at the time of autumn starter, sulfur is a likely component of our response as well. It is important to understand that sulfur soil testing is not always a reliable indicator of what your current soil test levels are. In the past, additional research has demonstrated that an addition of 25 pounds per acre of sulfur applied either at fall or in the spring may be beneficial to your winter wheat crop. So far for this season, we have seen a significant increase in tiller production with greater tiller formation with high autumn starter as compared to low and no autumn starter in our tall variety Red Dragon. On the left, our no autumn starter base spring nitrogen plant demonstrates very few tillers produced going into spring green up. And again, this will carry throughout the remainder of the season. Moving to the center, our low autumn starter and base spring nitrogen rate has an increased number of tillers, but is not quite as prevalent as our high starter base spring nitrogen rate here on the right. Here in East Lansing, we have reached F9 or flag leaf as of May 20th, in which the following treatment differences were recorded. Starting with our low spring N application of 50 pounds per acre, primary differences have been observed in canopy coverage, plant height, and color between our 3 autumn starter rates shown below. Moving on to our base spring nitrogen rate of 100 pounds per acre, we see very similar results with significantly greater row closure when comparing no autumn starter on the left to both low and high autumn starter on the right. Here we are also seeing some differences in plant architecture, as the addition of autumn starter seems to be promoting greater plant height and therefore adjustments to flag leaf position. As we advance to our high spring nitrogen rate of 150 pounds per acre, the results remain consistent with greater coverage, plant height, and even darker color variation when observing the effects of autumn starter. For the 2020 growing season, autumn starter and spring nitrogen interacted to affect the grain yield of both our short-statured flipper variety and tall-statured red dragon. In flipper, the low starter high nitrogen treatment resulted in an increase of 31.4 bushels per acre, with a 21.4 bushel per acre increase in red dragon as compared to the no starter high nitrogen treatment. In terms of straw, we viewed a similar interaction in which straw yield increased for flipper, with the low starter low nitrogen treatment exceeding the yield of the no starter high nitrogen treatment. In addition, straw yield increased in red dragon, with low autumn starter and base nitrogen application exceeding the yield of no autumn starter and base nitrogen treatment. These results demonstrate a very key point in which the lack of autumn starter at the time of planting cannot be compensated for with higher applications of spring nitrogen. While our visual observations and current measurables appear to be setting the stage to reflect similar results for our 2021 growing season, it is important to take into consideration pre-plant soil test levels, planting conditions, and input economics before making decisions to apply any of these treatments. We look forward to sharing our 2021 results with you and appreciate your participation in Wheat Day for this year. Thank you.